Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've kind of disappeared from the face of the earth for the last few months. So much has happened and I have so many things to update you on. While I'm filming this little voice clip, I'm actually already a month into work. This vlog was filmed a little while ago now, back in May, but it seemed a shame to leave you without the last few episodes of the final year diaries. And then I don't know what's coming next for this channel, but stay tuned. I do want to keep making videos. I'm just in a bit of a transitional phase at the moment and I'm not totally sure what direction I want to go in. I present to you my final week as a medical student and the penultimate episode of the final year diaries. Assistantship is the final placement and it is a 4-week placement. We do 2 weeks in medicine and we do 2 weeks in surgery, and I am about to do my final week in surgery. So I did 2 weeks of medicine first. I did it on a gastro ward and then I've been doing surgery for the last week and a half. This is my final week ever, and once I've been signed off, that's it, I'm done with the course. The idea of assistantship is a little bit different, I guess, to normal placement. It's your last opportunity really to learn the job before you do the job. Especially on my surgical block, I have been trying my best to get to grips with it because I start on general surgery. It's my first job in August. Today is actually a bank holiday, so I'm not on placement today. Really nice of them to put our final week on a bank holiday week to make it shorter. So today, me, Jack and a few friends are actually heading to a food festival in Christchurch. Christchurch is a place in Dorset, I think. Yeah, it's still in Dorset, near the New Forest, and every year they have a food festival. So today we're going to a food festival. I'm not actually going to placement, but I will tell you more about assistantship as the week goes on. Jack's got 14 pounds of baklava. Right. So I've got a pie ring rocky road and a pistachio and raspberry cookie. I look a bit windswept, I reckon. I've spent a lot of time outside and I've not had time to stop and even like sort my hair out. Today was good, today was busy. That was the longest like ward round I've ever done on a surgical ward. The ward round went on till 1, which is very unusual. Normally a surgical ward round, in my experience and from what other people have told me, they're done in like an hour or so. So we started at 8 and the ward round wasn't done until 1. I helped with about 3 or 4 discharge summaries in the end. So now I'm pretty good at that. What else did I do? I attempted a cannula and was not successful. We had teaching this afternoon, which was also on surgery and a day in the life as a surgical F1, which was obviously very topical and helpful. But all I have is this little red book, and in there's a few things about attendance. So I've done 2 out of hours shifts, I've done ward-based MDT, I've done a handover, I've done a ward round. Those are the only things we have to get like proof of attendance for. And then we have to log 20 cases, so 10 for medicine and 10 for surgery. And then we have to do a learning log for discharge summaries, referrals and ordering investigations, and a learning log for prescribing. Oh, I helped prescribe fluid today, so I will fill that in later. And then we have to do 5 reflections: experience of a terminally ill or dying patient, experience working out of hours, managing stress as a junior doctor, reflection on a near miss or a potential for a medical error, and only 4 reflections. Quite a lot of things I need to sort for starting work. I did quite a lot of that last week, but like lots of forms to fill out, documents I need to find. I think I'm gonna have to go to Southampton later this week and return my library books, which is just the most end of uni job you've ever heard. Self-care time with you. None of I ended up hanging out with Sarah today. So sorry to interrupt today's vlog, but I'm here to tell you about today's video sponsor, Lecturio. Now, I go on about Lecturio a lot and I have worked with them quite a few times before, so when they reached out to me to let you guys know about their new campaign, I of course was happy to say yes. If you've heard me speak about Lecturio before, then you'll know they are an amazing resource for medical students and doctors in training alike. They have a massive Q bank with so many questions to practice, and they also have hundreds of lectures lectures and learning resources for medical students. Their website is absolutely massive and it has so many different tools on it. And of course, they also use spaced repetition to help you guide your learning and master those topics that you aren't so confident on. I'm not going back to medical school in September, but some of you guys might be. Lecturio are running their back to school deal, and that is running from the 18th of August to the 1st of September. Today I wanted to tell you about some of the new features that Lecturio have on their website that I haven't spoken about before, and that includes the NEJM Healer. I'm going to call it Healer because that is quite a mouthful, but the Healer tool is so cool. I've been playing around with it the last few days and I wish I had something like this when I was at uni. Essentially what it is it's like a virtual teacher that gives you a case and you have to work through it as if you were the doctor, seeing the patient, taking the history, examining them, ordering the bloods, looking at the results, ordering the diagnostic test, coming up with your differentials and forming your management plan. And then at the end of each case you can get some detailed feedback on everything that you thought was relevant, what your differentials were and which ones should have been near the top. And you can look at your management and what you should have been ordering, and you can see those little things that you might have forgotten or get some feedback if you didn't quite get the differentials. AI is very topical at the moment, and Lecturio have their very own AI tool that can help you with your studying. They can put together custom study plans for you, or if there's a topic you're really struggling with, you can get AI to break it down for you. It can even point out an exact point in the lecture that you should be focusing on if you're struggling with a part of a topic. Their slogan is this year, learn smarter, not harder, and I think with all the tools that they've got on their website, that is definitely a possibility. So I will leave you to go and have a look at what Lecturio have to offer on their website. I will leave the link in the description. Grab that deal while it is still running, and good luck to those of you going back to uni in September. Thank you so much to Lecturio for sponsoring today's video.
Sunshine temps drop to the 80s, less humidity. Watch out for a thunder bumper this afternoon. We just might get it.
Happy Wednesday, guys. Going back to spend another day on the surgical ward. My goals today are to do some clinical skills and practice taking blood. Slept a lot better last night, so that's something. Welcome to the common room that I used to hang out in when I was revising for my finals. So this table here, that table there were basically where me and Sophie and Fred and Charlie and Harry and Chloe all did our revision for finals. And this is our little common room. I don't know if I ever actually gave you a tour. We've got a little bookshelf here, and then in here there's a little kitchen. Where's the lights? Little kitchen, little bar area, and then sofas. It's a nice little area actually. I've just not been back here since exams, so feeling a bit nostalgic. Basically I'm here because I've got an occupational health appointment for starting work. I need to get a blood test, but my appointment isn't for another 10 minutes, and just thought I'd come and sit in here because I knew it was a nice space, and I still remember the door code. I've done the ward round. It was a bit quicker than yesterday. It's just a bit annoying. My Occupational Health appointment is like in the middle of the day. Today's going well though. I took some bloods, I helped with discharge summaries, we did the ward round. It's been a busy one, but it's been good. I'm finding myself getting a bit quicker on the computer system, which is very handy. But it's also reassured me that if I can get quicker over a few, like less than a week on surgery, then I'm sure I'll pick it up really quickly when I'm actually doing this day in, day out. I actually don't like having my blood taken, and I haven't eaten this morning. I should probably eat something because I have a tendency to faint. Hi!
Hey! I'm Amelia, I'm Lydia's sister.
Yes, you are.
I am actually teaching Lydia how to bake.
So what we're doing today is our weekly baking club that we started last week. So this is week 2.
Week 2. Last week was chocolate orange muffins and a loaf cake.
2 tiers today. We've got new cake tins.
2-tier lemon and white chocolate cake.
So we've got white chocolate, lemon, and we're going to put raspberries on top. But it's a recipe we found on TikTok, of course. It may all seem a bit random, but this is how I live my life now. I don't have exams to revise for in the evening. So we're going to follow the recipe that we found on TikTok. Somebody said it was like the best cake they've ever eaten. So whether or not...
Well, we're putting yoghurt in it, and I have seen that yoghurt does make it more moist.
Really?
Yeah, less dry when you put yoghurt in it.
Oh, and it's got a lemon curd filling, and we've never made lemon curd before. Of caster sugar.
Basically,
Right.
so drink it and things.
And we don't have one of those fancy, what are they called? food made, electric whisk, so we're using Jack's food processor.
So what we could do is one layer, put it in the fridge, and then another layer.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is looking good.
Looks so professional.
Is it? It's definitely a cake.
Here is the finished product. White chocolate, raspberry and lemon cake. It's Thursday the 29th of May 2025 and today is my final day of placement. Once I have my signature, that is the last piece of work or paperwork that I need to submit to finish the course. So today is the last day. It's not the kind of course you end on a bang, although we do have some lovely celebrations planned for graduation and our graduation ball, so although it's a bit of a fizzle out this week, it's definitely not the end. I am going to see everyone again, but that is going to be it. I'm going to be done at the end of today. Don't really know how to feel. I think the last 5 years have gone really slowly but also really quickly, and so much has happened in 5 years, so it's just like crazy to think where I was when I started. Like when I started this course we were in a COVID lockdown and now we're very much not in a COVID lockdown. Tomorrow I'm going to Southampton, which will be a really nice way to end the week. I really need to get my logbook ready. I've got some teaching today and I've also got a meeting with the consultant who's signing me off. So I want to get my logbook ready this morning before that meeting. Also I'm working tonight, so that's my big celebration. Guys, I am just heading to Southampton this morning. It's the last day of term. It is the last day of the course, at long last. Hooray! This morning I actually went for brunch with Jack because today is our 7-year anniversary. It's our first anniversary engaged. So we went for brunch at a place called Coast, which is a cafe in Poole that we really like. Jack's never eaten there before, but the food is really nice. I had like a breakfast bap and Jack had like a full English basically, and it was delicious. We kept the celebrations quite low-key this year because, well, one, we did a lot of celebrating in Sydney for our engagement recently, and also Jack is actually heading on a stag do this weekend, and that's why we went for brunch, because he had to leave this morning. But anyway, good for him. He's going to be doing some quad biking and golf. I have to keep myself entertained, so I'm going up to Southampton to run a few end of term errands, and I'm also going to see my sister who now lives in Southampton, and then hopefully I'm going to go for a little celebratory end of uni drink with Francesca from Elective. Just a nostalgic person, so for me this feels right to get the train up to Southampton this morning. Spend the last day where it all began 9 years ago for me, because obviously it is a 5-year course, but I've been a Southampton student for 9 years altogether. This is the end of a very long journey and the last day of a very long journey, and we have graduation and grad ball to come, but this is the official like last day. I've had a few last days at Southampton, but I think this might be my real last day.
Hi guys, we're with Ali, finished his exam, and we're with Lydia.